On this episode of Carnage, it looks like we've got some more rust repairs to do. Yep, more rust repairs. I thought we were all done with them, but unfortunately when we blasted the edge of the roof turret, it came up with some pinholes here in the back corner of the turret. I'll see how I go with that. There's also a couple little spots down the other side. They're just tiny pinholes. And I'm just wondering whether I go to the trouble of cutting out an entire section and welding a plate in there, or whether I just get in there and just try and weld up the pinholes with the MIG. I think we may try that. We'll try it welding the pinholes first because it's the path of least resistance. We'll give that a try. And if it doesn't work, then we can always go back and cut out the entire section and weld in a piece of proper steel. But anyway, let's whip out the welder. So as usual, this will either go really well or really badly. But the holes are quite small and I've certainly filled some bigger holes. Let's give it a crack. No, it's all bad. So I did predict it would go either really good or really bad, and it has gone the really bad route. But that's all right. Like I said, we could always cut it out, and we will have to. It is just so thin around the edges of that hole that as soon as you get any heat near them, they just blow out. And I kind of thought that's what they would do, but also thought that if they were that thin, they would have blown out just from the blasting action. But no, they've decided to go the other way. Anyway, so it looks like I've got to cut that entire section out, yay, and yeah, weld in a patch panel. Fun. Well, forget what I said over there because I've tried it over here and it seems to have worked after a fashion. So what I'm going to do now is hit it with the flappy disc, smooth it out and see if we've got any holes left. I'm betting there won't be. We'll give it a shot. Fucking hell. Well, just as I thought I had the problem leaked, it went and did this. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut the entire area out and put some fresh metal in there. I guess it's not all bad. It gives us an excuse to break out this little bad boy. So brand new from Ryobi, it's a little cut-off saw. Check it out. Runs a very tiny little cutting disc, up to 20,000 RPM, and great for cutting out little pieces of sheet metal. So yeah, let's give it a whirl. Well, that patch on the other side came out brilliant. Pretty happy with that. So I'm going to patch this section now. I'll just have to mark it out with my little marking pen where we're going to. Now it does go on a bit of a, just hits the corner, so I'm going to have to put a little bit of a curve in it, which is going to be fun. But we'll get this done. Hopefully it comes out as good as the other side, because yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But that's not all the repairs that we have to do on this thing. We also have a bit of a groove in the roof here, and it's a double skin panel. We can't get to the inside of that panel. So we're going to have to just use some filler on that, I think. Just, you know, just a smear of filler, or maybe a bit more than a smear, because it has gone in quite deep there. Someone dragged something quite heavy across this roof at some point. So, bit of filler on that, and we'll have to work out, there's also a groove down the center of the roof that shouldn't be there. So we'll have to work out what we're going to do with that. But we'll fix this patch first, then we'll probably move on to doing some filler on this roof here, and then we'll work out what we're doing over in the center. Fun. Okay, so now we have a shiny bit of metal, no rust on it. Let's go see how it lines up against our, well, where our hole is going to be. Okay, so we've got some trimming to do. Let's have a look. Pretty much nailed that, I think. That's looking real good, actually. Okay, all right. Let's do some cutting. This time we're going to use a little air power. All right. To be honest, I like the battery version better. Okay, so I'm just going to spray some rust converter in the hole here. Give it a pretty decent coating in there. Try and get it right up in there. See how we go with that. We'll have to let that dry. From experience, we know it's pretty flammable, so we're not going to be welding anywhere near that for the moment. Don't want to set fire to the car again. So we've given the rust converter some time to dry off, And now we're just going to stick our little patch in here. Is pretty much ready to go. Just use our little magnets to hold it in place when we get it positioned right. It's always fun. Come on, baby. You can do it. Okay, so despite some very ordinary tack welding there, we'll get this in, get it done, get her done. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm using a series of overlapping tacks. I think it gives a pretty good result, good penetration. I'll do a close-up so you can see what I'm talking about, but yeah, if we can do that all the way around, be very happy. Okay. That'll do the trick. And now, some flappy disc action. And the final cleanup. Right, well, I'm about ready to call that done. Is that going to be the last rust repair we do on this car? I'm pretty sure it isn't. I thought we were done before, but that bead blaster, well, sand blaster, revealed some stuff that we did not know was there. So 2 patches in the roof, they're done. Will we find any more? Maybe. But as you can see, it's not something we're afraid to take care of. So, rust repair's done. I'll give you a close-up look at that in a sec. But yeah, I think we're ready to move on to some other stuff.